Welcome, everybody. This is IEA Impact 360 podcast. My name is Dr. Ayo Adenuga. If you are seeing me for the first time, this is all about equipping leaders, inspiring them to be the best version of themselves. We talk all health, leadership, and communication. Today, I have a fantastic person. In fact, he's the first person breaking forth this podcast. That's Dr. Micheal Koku. He's a renowned physician, is a communication expert, a leadership expert in many fields, authors of many books, and I'm honored to invite him to this podcast today. Dr. Mike, please introduce yourself again.
Wow. I'm so excited to be right here. And my name is Dr. Micheal, and I'm so excited to be with Dr. Ayo Adenuga, one of my great friends, team leaders at LAM Global Community. And so I'm a trained physician and also a Maxwell International Independent Executive Director, coach, speaker, and trainer, and also an author of 10 books, working on my 11th book at the moment. And I have a passion for adding so much value to people, measurable value to people, and making laudable contribution to life. I love to help people to reach their potential because it's why I live, it's why I do everything I'm doing, because I believe many people are living their dream and they are not living their dream. Yeah. And that's why I just wrote a book on how to live your dream and live life big. Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mike. You've written so many books and they have very been impactful. But I have up to 5 of your books right now.
Thank
and
you.
What we are talking about today is the 4 keys of effective leadership. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Yes, good, fantastic. You know how to do that, right?
Yes.
So this is one of many of Dr. Mike's books, but we know that leadership is so important. And many schools have trained up professionals without them having leadership skills.
Yeah.
And we are getting to everybody right now because we know that your ability to excel and succeed in every area of your life depends on your leadership development. So we're going to talk about 4 keys. How can you be the better version of yourself? How can you lead yourself? How can you lead others? So Dr. Mike, I'm leaving it open for you to dig in and talk to us.
Wow, thank you so much. And the question is, why 4 keys? And well, there are so many keys. And in this book, I just summarize, I highlight 4 keys. There are actually many keys to leadership. And but the main reason why I do the 4 keys, I just realized that if there are 4 things that people can remember, and my books are really known for acronyms. Someone said you can't change the world without acronyms. I love acronyms. It's a gift I find out when I was in medical school, and I was able to use it to simplify medical knowledge. And I started at a mnemonic club then, and they call me Mr. Mnemonic because I like to see things being simplified. And the most important thing in leadership is a learnable skill. And I just launched something over the weekend. It's a brand called Live Series. And that live, and this will be the first place I'll be talking about it publicly. And that Live Series, the word live itself is an acronym, LIFE, which means leadership is for everyone. I just believe this is a crusade I want to champion. Because many times when people think about leadership, oh, that's not me, oh, that's not for me, and all that stuff. Listen, leadership is for everyone. And whether you're a man or a woman, or you're a boy, you're a girl. That's why I'm launching the Live Series. I'm going to talk about it everywhere I go. I'll be speaking at the conference and from Tuesday to Thursday in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. I'll be talking about it. So why 4 keys? So the 4 keys is a kind of a summary of what I believe. If leaders can have these 4 keys, they will lead effectively. So it's called keys. It's not keys to leadership, but effective leadership. Because not all leaderships are effective. In fact, most leadership are defective. And these keys, I gave it an acronym, ESPN. And there's a network channel called ESPN. Yes. So, but before that, I just want to let people just get some and background, foundation, since we're talking about leadership, leadership is a sheep. And if you want to drive a sheep, you need to go to a naval school. You need to learn. So there's a training requires. Even though leadership is for everyone have the potential for leadership, but there's a need for an intentional acquisition of those leadership skills. So first of all, I want to say something about this. Simon Sinek, one of the leaders that I respect, he made a statement very profound. He said, leadership is an education. And the best leaders think of themselves as the students, not the teachers. And I heard that leadership is an education, ongoing education that requires utmost dedication. So I wanted to just see leadership that way. There's no such thing as I've finished, I've graduated from leadership. There's no finish line because it's a continuous learning. So what I'll be sharing with you today is something very vital. But first of all, I want us to see that there are 5 levels of leadership. I want to start from there so that you can identify where you are at right now and now see the work that you need to do. And there are 3 things I want you to pay attention to: effort, skill, and intentionality that will begin to get you up the ladder. I call it ESI. So the first level is what we call the position level. Now, in this position level, it is based on rights. It's based on rights. Right means it's based on your title. It's based on your job description. You are made the leader. It's based on appointment. You don't do anything to get it. So this is what we call the entry level of leadership. At this level, people follow you because they have to. They have no choice. That's why the purest form of leadership is not in an organization. It's in a non-profit or voluntary organization where there's no obligation. People follow you because they want to, not because they have to. There's no salary involved. There's no consequence involved. So that is the thing about that. So that's the first level. So that's what we called the position level. And unfortunately, this is where a lot of people just park. It's a good place to visit, but it's not a good place to dwell in. There's nothing wrong in having a position. There's everything wrong in using your position as an instrument of manipulation. Now, that means you need effort, skills, and intentionality to climb from level 1 to level 2. So what is level 2 all about? Level 2 is what we call the permission level.
So Dr. Mike, before we go to level 2, in that level 1, some people find themselves there. And I like what you said, that it's a place to start, but it's not a place to dwell. But in even starting, some people need to be successful in that place. How can you use the effort, skills, and intentionality even to be successful and be effective as a leader, even in that position before you go to the next level? What does it take?
Well, that's what we're sharing. In level 1 is an appointment. Maybe like someone is being appointed and into a company as you now the CEO of this company. So you didn't do anything to get to that level. So to thrive in that level, all you have to really understand is you have that level so that you can go to the second level, the third level, and the fourth level. That's what that level is all about. That level, if you have that position so that you can make the efforts, acquire the skill, and operate with intentionality to climb up the ladder. So it's the bottom. So what I'm saying, I said, it's just an appointment. So it's all about your job description. It's all about your title. It's a place of zero influence. There's no influence in that level. So like I said, you didn't do anything to get that level. So for you to thrive in that level, you just have to realize that level is an opportunity for you to climb up to the next
one.
level. That's why I don't want to dwell too much on that, because a lot of people, they're already there. So there's nothing new about that level. So the level 2 is what we call the permission level. So in that permission level of leadership, that one is based on relationships. Now, in this situation, this is what we call the second mile level. People follow you because they want to. So it's not that they have to. So in this level, like I said, so this, you making an effort to get interested in people. So this is the level in which the leader knows the follower and the follower knows the leader.
Yeah.
So it's the level in which relationship is built, because there are 4 kinds of relationship. There's a surface relationship, there's a structured relationship, there's a secure relationship, and there's a solid relationship. Today is not the day for that, because I just want you to know that there are 4 levels of that. But the thing is,
there are.
And all this level, it takes time to build. So every relationship starts at the entry level, which is the surface. You meeting someone for the first time in the store. Now, if you keep going back to that store every Saturday night, that means a routine, a structure has been added to it. That's what it's called structure. But when you begin to get to a point in which the boundaries have been established, so there's a mutual enjoyment, the relationship can now go to secure.
Yeah.
That's where there's an exchange of things begin to happen. Trust is being built. Yeah. But when the relationship matures to the point it becomes a lifetime relationship, it becomes solid. So like I said, I'm not going deep into that.
Yeah.
But today, I just wanted to get that the effort you need to make is to build relationship, and building relationship takes time.
Yeah, it does.
Because people like to relate with the people that they know, like, and trust. So that is what that level 2 is for. Yeah. So like I said, something I will always go back to is you need an effort to build relationship. You need to acquire relationship skills, ESI, and then the intentionality that is required to build that relationship.
Yeah. So many people, they are like, oh, I'm not a people person. What if the person doesn't want to, how? I know you've just said it takes intentionality, it takes effort.
Yeah.
Well, like, how do I even do that? What can you tell people?
I'm going to really help people to get that when I talk about the ESPN, the 4 keys.
Fantastic.
Forget,
okay.
we are still building the foundation.
We are still building the foundation. Okay, let's
because
go on.
This foundation is what we call how leadership works.
Yes.
So it's good for people to see those levels. So when we talk about the keys, you now relate it to the levels. Oh, now that I have the keys now. So I want you to know that you need that effort, skills, and intentionality to climb from 1 to 2 and 3 to 4 and 5.
Fantastic.
Okay, now, so we got this 2 squared up. So this 2 again is permission level based on relationships. This is what we call the second mile level. People are ready to go extra mile. When you are a leader over people and you tell them maybe the closing time is 5 o'clock, they are ready to stay 30 minutes extra just to help out. That is what we call the extra mile level. Now, the 3rd level is what we call the production level. This production level is based on results. Now, you will note a pattern here. We have a P, we have a R. The first level position is based on right. So this is P and it's a R. The second one, we have permission based on relationship. So that's the P and that's the R. So the 3rd one is production level, which is based on results. So now people follow you because of what you have done for the organization. Now, this is what we call the high morale level. Because your results begin to create a high morale, reduce the turnover in that organization. People want to work for that company. Now, this is what you've done. You've been able to create a pleasant environment for people to do their work.
Exactly.
And that is what that level is.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? Now, this is
a safe environment, a non-toxic environment.
No, a pleasant environment. It's a deliberate approach.
A safe one.
Exactly. A safe environment where people can express themselves and feel heard. Yeah, and feel valued. Yeah. So that's the 3rd level. Now, in this 3rd level, this is where you become a star. This is where you become a star. But there's a higher level, a level 4. Now, this level 4 is what we call the people development level.
Mm-hmm.
This one is based on reproduction.
Yeah.
This is what we called the loyalty level. This is where people become loyal to you. Now, people want to follow you because of what you've done for them. In this level, you become a star creator.
Yes.
You creating other stars. In level 3, you're the only star. You're the only one that know how to get results. Right now, in level 4, you using your leadership, your position, your talent to reproduce other leaders that can also get results for the company or the organization.
Yeah.
So you become a star creator in this level. This is where leadership move from addition to multiplication. Yeah. That's what we call the leadership nets. Now, the last level is the pinnacle. The pinnacle is based on respect. Now, this is a kind of leadership that takes a long time to get to. It's the most difficult and the highest kind of leadership. It takes a long time of consistency. It's a leadership that requires not only, this is the only kind of leadership that requires not only effort, that requires not only skill, not only intentionality, but it requires high talent.
Yeah.
So, and that's why it takes time for people to get to this kind of leadership.
Yeah.
And the good news is this: when you get to this kind of leadership, you begin to produce level 4 leaders.
Yeah.
Which are star creators. And this is where we come to the point of legacy. Now that we have talked about that, so I don't know if you have any question before we move to the ESPN.
No, I'm excited to go to the ESPN.
Okay.
But sincerely, I like the fact that you start from the foundation.
Yeah.
Because people are wondering, what are different leaderships that we have, different steps of leadership.
Yeah.
People are stuck in the first level that you spoke about.
Yeah.
And that is the point of position.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Either in their homes,
I'm
a father, I'm a mother, I'm a brother, at job, I just became a manager, and even yourself. The first position of leadership is yourself, and people are just in that position.
Yeah.
Right? But you have to go to the next one, like you said, which is relationship building. You have to have that kind of relationship with the people you lead, because people only follow people that they like.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they have to go, even yourself, you have to like yourself. People will follow in your home when they like you. At work, you have to build that relationship.
Yeah.
And then you went to the next one, results. You have to produce results.
The production level, yeah.
The production, add value to people.
Yeah.
Let people know that I like you, I want you to grow.
Yeah.
So I like the fact that you've mentioned that. And then the next one is when you develop the people as well. And then, of course, the pinnacle, that's the point of influence.
Yeah.
Where that people will say, yes, this person likes me. This person wants me to grow. Yeah. This person wants me to be a leader. Yeah. This person has made me a leader. Yeah. And they continue to follow you.
Exactly.
And just look at your life, and you become a lifelong mentor to them.
Yeah.
So I like the way you broke it down from the basics to the pinnacle of what we need to do. And I like the P and R.
Yeah,
the P and
because,
R.
Yeah, because it's good for people to see how leadership works.
Exactly.
Like I said, I was a bad leader. Dr. Ayo, you can relate to that. We went to the same medical school. I know that in medicine, there's this hierarchy, and we've been told that you are the head of the medical team and all that stuff. And just people just think that, because you are a doctor, you are automatically a leader. And I find that a lot of people, they don't even know how to lead. And I understand this. Before I left Nigeria 16 years ago, I was part of the Christian Medical and Dental Association. I was actually the leader. Watch this. I don't have the title. I'm the executive secretary, but I was leading the professors. Yeah. They were looking up to me for leadership. Why? Because I read the book, Developing the Leader Within You and Developing the Leader Around You. And that book changed my life. Yeah. That was way back year 2000. And I began to learn that I was a position 1 leader. Yeah. And because at that time I was pastoring a fellowship, and I realized that, wow, I've been leading at the lowest level. So when I begin to learn, I begin to make the effort the skills and the intentionality to acquire those skills. And believe me, Sally, the bar is so low in the society. But when you begin to learn all this, you see the big picture, you now see, how do I get from 1 to 2 and from 3 to 4? I'll recommend this book. Don't mind me, I'm reading 10 books every day now. One of the books I'm reading now that can help people is How Successful People Lead by a mentor, Dr. John Maxwell. This book really breaks down these 5 levels of leadership as a summary form, because I believe that people need to see how leadership works. So now let's go to ESPN.
Yes.
Now the ESPN are the 4 keys of works. So let's see the 4 keys of leadership. Now these are the 4 keys, the ESPN. So the E is effective communication. The X is strong values. And the P is a powerful why. And the N is network nurturing. Now, let me start with the E. Yeah. You are muted, just for information. Yeah. The E is effective communication. Now, watch this. If there's effective communication, that means there's also a defective communication. Now, I want to break this down. I like to break things down. I like to simplify things. Now, when we talk about communication, all communication are not created equal, because everyone communicates, only few connect. Now, watch this. The purpose of communication is to make a connection. So communication itself is not the ultimate. Communication does not become effective until a connection is made. So right now, I want to distinguish between communication and connection. According to Shane Stevenson, communication is just merely sharing of information. But connection is an exchange of humanity. So I want to give you a little story to make it plain. This is a true story. One day, a professor was teaching in a class. As this professor was teaching, a woman came in with a baby. And the first thing you would think that, how dare you come into the class with a baby? Don't you have a babysitter? I believe she didn't have a babysitter that day. So she brought the baby here. So she was trying to settle down, and the professor saw how this woman was struggling and all that. You know what the professor did? He walked straight to this woman, picked up the baby, put the baby on his chest. You know, and parents have this strap that they use the baby to put on the chest.
Yes.
And they strap the baby on the chest. And this professor continued his lecture.
Wow. Wow.
I mean, this is true. You can see it on YouTube. I mean, the whole class just went, wow. The woman, she was able to have a breath of relief to now take notes, to now settle down. She was absorbing the lectures. Now, what this professor did is not communication, it's connection. So the question is, what is connecting? Let me define connecting. According to Dr. John Maxwell, connecting is identifying and relating to people in a way that will increase your influence with them.
I love that.
So communication is just sharing information. This professor will have continued to share information.
Yes.
But when you talk about connection, it's when you are fully aware of what is going on in the room.
Exactly.
That's an exchange of humanity. It comes with empathy. Connection comes with empathy. He was able to put himself in that woman's situation. And he went, because connection is all about others. He grabbed the baby, put the baby, and the baby was quiet all through the class.
All true. Fantastic.
The baby was slept off. But
because it shows the heart.
Exactly. And that professor really touched the heart of everybody. Even it went viral. A lot of people were talking about it. So that's what we call connection. So like I said, the goal of communication is to make connection. So if you're communicating, you're not connecting, that is not effective communication.
Exactly. Please, can you define the connection? Everybody that you're watching out there, write it down because we all are communicating, but we are
Yeah,
not connecting. So can you
exactly.
define that connection again, Dr. Mike?
So connecting is, the goal of communicating is connecting. So connecting is identifying with people and relating to them in a way that will increase your influence with them. That's what the professor did.
Identifying and relating.
Identifying with people and relating to them.
Relating to them.
So
you have
identify, you relate in a way that will increase your influence with them. That's what connecting is all about.
Not your own agenda.
No.
Not your own agenda.
No agenda at all. And this is how it works. That's why I tell you, I do podcasts, I host podcasts. And when people come to me, I don't give them any script.
Yeah.
And I don't even know what the title is going to be. I just focus on them. And one day, there was a woman, I won't mention her name. She came to my podcast. She's also a Maxwell Leadership. And while during the podcast, I have a clue of what was on her heart. And that's what we talk about. And that was one of the best podcasts I've ever done. It's called Unlocking Your Gain Through Pain. And I was able to get into a dominant passion to the extent that she went to repost that podcast on her social media.
Wow.
Because, and that's what it's all about. You must be without an agenda if you want to connect with people. Even though you've prepared, you've done everything you need to do, but by the time you get there, you have to pay attention. Now, I'll tell you how to do this, but first of all, let me just share. There are 5 connecting principles, and there are 5 connecting practices.
Okay.
So these are the principles. Quickly, for the time that we have, connecting increases. These are the principles. Connecting increases your influence in every situation.
Yeah.
The second principle is connecting is all about others. The third principle is connecting goes beyond words.
Yeah.
Number 4, connecting always requires energy. And number 5, connecting is more skills than natural talent. That's the good news. Anyone can acquire the skills. So what are the practice? The first practice is connectors connect on common ground.
Yeah.
The second practice is they do the difficult work of keeping it simple.
Yes.
And number 3, connectors create an experience everyone can enjoy. Number 4, connectors inspire people.
Yeah.
They don't bore people, they inspire people. And number 5, connectors live what they communicate.
Fantastic. Now, Dr. Mike, thank you again for really, really adding value to everybody.
You're welcome.
We spoke about effective leadership, and it's been so broad. You've been able to simplify things that people would understand and can take action from those.
Yeah.
Right. So thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Where can people get you? How can people reach out to you if they want to engage you?
Wow, that's a good question. So you can get me on YouTube, Dr. Micheal Koku. I have a lot of content on YouTube and also on LinkedIn, and on as Dr. Micheal Koku on LinkedIn. And you can get me on Facebook, Micheal Koku on Facebook. And the thing is, you can also check you see my background link, lgcleadership.com. That's my website. So for more stuff, yeah.
Good. Dr. Mike is a wonderful resource. He's a speaker, he's an executive coach. So if you need anybody to do your speaking engagement, he just come from Philadelphia, for instance, where he engage so many people, please reach out to him. This is his book as well. Dr. Mike, hold it up. This one doesn't look good.
No, this is the new one. This is the latest one.
They live like...
So this is a new one.
So
all these ones came out this year. The area code on servant leadership. This one is understanding your gift.
Okay.
And this is how you can understand your gift. I'm so passionate. And gift is God's investment for triumph. And this one is about relationship, the beautiful people, the kind of people that you need around you. Because most of the time, we just bring so many people around us. You don't need everybody. So if you want to know the kind of people you need to surround yourself with, so that's why I wrote The Beautiful People. And these 5 keys for effective networking is something you can really to maximize or not. In fact, I dedicated this book specially because a lot of people, they just they have issues. I have a lot of issues with networking. I have to learn it. So what I learned, is what I shared in this book.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. You can find all his books on Amazon. I'll put the link in the description of this. So thank you so much, Dr. Mike. We appreciate you.
You're welcome.
And we hope to have you back at another podcast. Thank you so much. Do have a lovely day.
Thank you.
Bye,
You're
everybody.
welcome.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Yeah, bye-bye.